Hey everybody, this is Misha, and this is one of my really great friends, Lisa.
Today we hiked to Angel's Landing and we are at the top. It's been the best morning ever.
So grand, pretty impressive. We're sitting up here pretty in awe. So we have a little message for you today. We're going to talk to you about spontaneity. So let's get started. Okay, so there's something you guys need to know about my friendship with Lisa.
Uh-oh.
Right? Uh-oh.
I don't know what she's about to say right now.
I'm not going to reveal anything that you...
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the deal. We have always had this thing where we're pretty spontaneous with each other. It's a friendship where, like I've been able just to call Lisa last minute and say, Lise, hey, there's something going on. And she's like, I want to come. I'll be there. Count me in.
And on the flip side, Misha has always been that way too. And we don't live in the same cities anymore. But yet I know if I call her up, she'll just drop anything, no matter what it is.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean,
I like to think she'll drop everything.
I do have kids. And I have a man. They have to come before you, Lise.
It's okay. I can let Jake have...
This has been something that's been on Lisa's bucket list for a long time. It's overwhelming sometimes when you have to think of like taking a day when you're really, really busy, but it's like the most rewarding thing. I mean, the way that I felt this morning when I got up and when we were walking out to the car to leave, it just felt like, woo, yes, we're going. Like, yes, of course we are. This is what we do. You know, this is where the real part of life is. Everything else, all of the logistics and all of that stuff, that's just the stuff that we have to process and it's like the tasks, the yucky tasks.
But I think spontaneity too doesn't need to be a big hike up Angel's Landing.
Right.
And that's what I've loved about our friendship and people that we've been able to surround ourselves with is sometimes it's just the little things like outside of your normal, whatever your normal is. Just, you know, if you don't normally listen to a bunch of music when your kids come home from school, maybe one day you turn on the radio loud and just blast it out and have fun and shock your kids when they come home. Or if you eat inside all the time, maybe you take the blanket and lay dinner out on the back patio or
just mix it up enough to make sure that you're doing things that like you're really living this life. You're really putting a little bit of passion into even the everyday things. I think especially like just as we kind of go through life, we get a little bit stuck. I think especially maybe our age. Like I would say that when I was younger, I was way easy to be spontaneous. Would you? And
yeah,
I think as we get a little bit older, it's easier to be like, you know,
caught up in the mundane things of life and running the household and
stick to the schedule and the kids have practice and it's kind of hard to let go of some of those things so that you can experience life like this. I mean, how could you say no to this? Right?
You almost said no to this.
Okay, but why? Why?
Because of life.
Yeah, because of life. But the truth is, my sister was due yesterday, and so she's gonna have a baby any day, and I've got to be there for her. And so
there are some priorities.
Yeah, that's the priority, right? So I was like, "Hey, Lisa, if this happens, like it's a no-go. So just know that that's kind of." And so Lisa immediately was like, jumped on that.
Okay, then. Well, what about if I come tonight? Can you pull it off?
Can I come tonight? So then I'm like, and we were driving home from Salt Lake, so it wasn't like, sure, everything's like it's set in, you know, everything's beautifully like ironed out and it will work perfect and all that stuff. No, you know what? Yes, Lise, I'm going to be pulling into town. Meet me at my house. We'll crash. We'll wake up early in the morning and we'll get up here and we'll do it. We'll pull it off. And then we have a memory that we easily could have said, it's too hard.
Yeah.
Can't really pull it off.
Too much.
Can't really do that.
I got laundry.
Yeah.
I gotta get kids back and forth from school.
Yeah, which I did have laundry, right? And I pulled it off, right?
I don't know. Did you pull it off?
Well, I'm still going to. That's still part of the task list. But, you know, sometimes pushing pause on your task list is where you get, like, what gets you there, right?
I love pushing pause on my task list. I don't have a problem doing that.
Yeah, but you still get it done.
No, yeah.
You still come back to it. It's not.
For sure.
That's the thing that I was talking to Lisa about this too. I'm like, I think this is such a powerful message for people to hear, this spontaneous message, but it's also the balance, you know, because you don't want to tell somebody that likes away from their family, like night and day, like be spontaneous and go out there and kill it in the world. Like, and we also don't want to tell somebody who like is never spontaneous, like the opposite,
No,
right? Just there's balance.
Yes, there's balance in everything, I think. And it's healthy for you, for your family, for the people you're around when you can throw that balance in the mix. You know?
Yeah.
Bring a little bit. And if you've never been spontaneous, start small.
Yeah.
Start
tiny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And spontaneous doesn't mean leaving your family. Just like Lisa was saying. I love that. Spontaneous isn't leaving your family and getting in friend time. Spontaneous is everything. You can be spontaneous in your marriage, spontaneous with your friendships, spontaneous with your kids. I mean, how cool is it if your kids walk in the door and they never expected that they would be, jumping in the car with mom to go on a little date that they didn't expect.
Yeah, and I really don't. I've learned early on from my parents that it doesn't take money.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about spontaneity. It creates memories that last forever, and it takes no money.
Right.
Usually my best memories are something that just came up on a whim and like this.
Yeah, like this. It's a fun way to live life.
And I think it's worth the effort. It's definitely worth the effort, no matter what you do.
Right. All right. So you guys, on the note of spontaneity, it's pretty cool. We met these guys up here. Tell us your names.
I'm Franco. Do I have to talk to the microphone?
No.
Okay. I'm Franco, and then I'm from Michigan.
I'm Chris. I'm from Minnesota.
Okay. And so will you guys tell us just a tiny bit about your story? Because we are sitting on top of Angel's Landing, you guys. And what, you guys looked this up and thought that it was like the top rated hike or what?
Well, he's done it before, and then I had a final Wednesday that got canceled.
Yeah.
And so then I called him and was like, hey, you want to go cannonball out to Utah? And it's from Indiana. It's like a 26-hour drive. So then we just drove straight through the night up to here. We did Arches yesterday, and then left Arches last night and got in here pretty late and just slept in my car. And then we got up and did this just because he'd done it before, and then this is my first time out this part of Utah.
I honestly think Angel's Landing is worth the 26-hour drive every time. It's awesome.
He's done it like 3 times.
This is my third time.
He said that when we pulled up the ridge, he said this is just as good as the first time. So
Sweet. Okay, so a couple of questions for you guys because you guys are in college.
Well, I just graduated 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, cool! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I took an internship with a company, but they didn't give me a job, so I'm kind of like homeless now. So.
Please give me a job now, like for real, like right?
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because the job I was working at was really awesome, and I wouldn't have traded for anything, and it kind of made me realize what I want to do for in the future. So
Cool.
I appreciate it. So
Cool.
yeah.
Okay, so talking about your future, you guys are spontaneous right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
we try to be. We've done like climbing trips.
I mean, it's easier for me because like
he doesn't have work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But you know what? You think it's hard, like now to be spontaneous, like it's gonna get harder.
Oh,
as
I'm
you have
sure.
Families. My point is like once you get kids, it's harder to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
yeah,
it. It's
exactly.
you do it with your kids eventually. Like
Yeah.
you do it with your kids on your back. You do it with your
Right. Well,
like-
what you're talking about kind of motivated me. It's like, oh, well,
yeah.
I can still do it.
Yeah.
It's no problem. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. So
There's an interesting balance between, being responsible and being, like you don't want to be spontaneous to the point where you're going to lose your job, right?
Yeah.
But
Well.
but sometimes I think that so many people, the reason why this message is somewhat needed is because so many people get stuck in the, like, I got to make sure that the groceries and the laundry, and sometimes it's hard to push pause on those tasks.
Or they get scared too.
Yeah, scared too, because I said to Lisa on the way up here, like, I said, hey, Lisa, if we were 20, you know what we would say to each other? We would say, let's do this again when we're 40.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we turn 40 this year, right? So it's like, hello, like it's just like, keep it going, keep the spontaneity going, keep it,
for sure.
through everything, and it's awesome that you guys are like kind of setting that pattern.
Yeah.
And your story was inspiring to us, the way that you said we were sitting there and like kind of like what we were saying about being spontaneous was inspiring to you.
For sure.
And it's interesting that your story, just jumping in the car, driving 26 hours to do a hike and take in this grandeur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the driving sucks, but it's still definitely worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true though too, like just the way that you said, like you'd sneak away on the weekends, and there's something that adds adds life to the rest of your week, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go back to school even though you don't want to. It gives you that.
Right.
And it gets you motivation to, like, if we were like, hey, let's go next weekend and make makes you like motivated to finish the week.
Yeah.
'Cause then you're like, you know, like right after work, Friday, right after class, we're gonna get in the car and drive down, and we're gonna be climbing all weekend. So.
It's almost like a reset button.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of get tired out, and you come out here, and you kind of forget about stuff.
And then, like you were saying, if life
I
gets
love that
mundane,
reset
if, like
button.
life gets mundane, it's
Yeah.
just like one way to spice it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Okay, thanks for letting us interview you.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Here's to being spontaneous for the rest
Yeah,
of
I
our
guess
lives,
so.
right?
On top of Angel's Landing.
You guys are awesome.
Thank
Good
you.
luck on
Thank
your
you.
ride back.
Thank
Sweet.
you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening. Hopefully, it inspires you just to put, you know what, do something just a little bit crazy. Make sure that your life stays fun, and make sure that it stays full of a little bit of passion, a little bit of things that just keep you, so that the mundane parts of life are also like fun and can be looked at from a really great perspective of like, we're happy and we're living life. And this is okay, you guys. Hey, listen, if you want more tips like this, push that little thumbs up down there and subscribe to my channel, right? Like Lisa, it's awesome, right?
I love Lisa. I would subscribe to her.
Anyway, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.